Right now, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you, my boo. Look, I ain't no singer. How we doing? How did we survive this week? I don't need this mic. This mic is not hooked up to anything. It's just a comfort, and that looks weird, but I'm still doing my hair. But because everything I'm matching so effortlessly today, I had to kind of want to show up. Anyway, y'all, it is officially like I have 5 more days. Wait, hold on. I'm sleepy. I haven't slept. I have about 5 more days of my 30s. Yeah, 4. I can't count today. But yeah, I like only a few more days of my 30s. What should I do? Like, oh, this thing is completely falling down my shirt. Like, I kind of had my whole phase already. And not saying it's over, but I'm kind of like, I think I want to fall in love or something. I think it's time for Saint Wynd to fall in love. I have liked, oh, honey, I've liked. I have loved in a way. I definitely have lusted. Honestly, that's probably like my favorite era of sailors of my life. It's just being a little lust, a little horn dog. Just being real, like just, y'all, I'm almost 40. Like, I think about if Sana of college, 18-year-old Sana, could see herself today, she'd be fucking proud. Like, I have talked to hundreds of you guys. And I don't know if I'm going to be ever remembered on a grand scale. Wouldn't be bad, you know. I feel like I'm aware and semi-psychologically sane to handle fame. Like, I think I could do it. If I had insertable amounts of money, I wouldn't be a billionaire, honey. Everybody getting some money. I already know this about me. I'm not greedy. If anything, I am honestly too easy to satiate off of crumbs. But that was 30-year-old Sana. 40-year-old Sana wants the full fucking restaurant. I want the franchise. I want the chain. I want the hybrid pop-off restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's time for Sana to fall in love. I think Sana's gonna fall in love in this next decade. I'm not gonna put like a full timeline. I know I'm loving myself more and more every day. It may be, this is not manic. I have to always kind of reevaluate. See, I'm very aware. I am a little intoxicated. I've had a drink, but I'm not drinking to satiate, you know, so awareness. But I feel proud of myself. I don't know. I love myself. Like, I have come through some hills and high waters, honey. Not, you know, to my, I'm gonna have to find this as we talk. Anyway, it's live. It's live. Where's my book? Okay. This crack pipe right here. I know it's backwards. It is Onyx Storm by Rebecca. I'm gonna put this fucking thing down. Rebecca Yaros, honey. This crack pipe, and I'm so excited. Okay, enough self-flagellation, but this is my shit, so I can do whatever the fuck I want to. I love myself. I'm happy. I am proud of myself, and I'm thankful to my parents, my brothers, everyone in my life. Also, I'm thankful to myself because I'm making it. Anyway, I don't want to say made because that's a past tense. I'm constantly going to be trying to evolve and become a better person. So anyway, this crack pipe right here, Onyx Storm, this series of books has reignited my love for physical copies of books for the last probably like 27 when I was 27, for probably like a full decade. I haven't read many physical books in almost a decade. And I immediately I felt so childlike. I felt so happy, and because I used to read a lot. I used to get in trouble for reading. I think that was probably my first thing. That should be a clue. I was hyper focused. Like, I would read everywhere. I would read during assemblies, lunch, just devouring the written word as a kid. Like, I feel like I'm talking like I'm Cat Williams. I read 3,000 books when I was 4. I did not read 3,000 books when I was 4. I was actually a pretty late reader. I actually had kind of a reading disability. I still have a phobia of reading out loud. Like, like, you want me to read out loud? Honey, PTSD of the elementary kind. But, I don't know. There's a quote in this book that I'm going to have to find, but I'm going to try to talk to y'all as I try to find it. But this, let me just give you a little, I have not slept, okay? I have gone on very little sleep. It was a weird weekend. But these series of books started with Fourth Wing, and the second book was Iron Flame, and I listened to them through this dramatic audio platform, which is fucking amazing. Like, I was sitting on the edge of my seat just listening to it. But then there was this guy and his wife. He was reading his books, and is this black guy. He's in an interracial relationship, and he was just so cute. He was crying, like he was going through it. I said, I want to read this book. So I went to the library, of course. You can't see it. Oh, wait, I don't want y'all to see that. Support your local libraries. Y'all need to know where I am, okay? Because I talk some shit. But anyway, I was reading this, and she talks about grief, and one of the characters loses someone important to her, and the main character was like, one of the side characters was like, I'm so sorry, you just lost your mom. I shouldn't be complaining about this. And she said this cold ass phrase that I had to reread over and over again, because it makes me think about grief. And I'm gonna go somewhere with this. I feel like I'm preaching, but it reminds me of grief, and grief is something that we are all collectively going through, right? Like, the world is so painful right now, and there's only so many things that keeps us going, like some people have family, some people have, good gobs of friends, and I have been in a grief spiral. Like, I've been seeing a lot of my friends. To me, I think the 30s has been everybody's, for us millennials who collectively gone through it. I feel like 30s has to be like a grief-laden year. Like, I don't know, some people have the blessing and the privilege of only being hit with death at a certain age, like some people don't lose people until they're, in their 20s, but some people have lost people very early, and I've lost some people very early, but grief didn't hit me for real until my 30s. I stopped talking about this moment a lot because it really changed the course of my life. Turning 30, getting fired from a job that I thought was going to be my job for a long time, that would define me, because that was one of those placeholder moments that us millennials knew we had, one of those goals that we had to get to show that we were somebody and something, like we want to be somebody, we want to wake up, be somewhere, we want to go somewhere, we want to wake up and pay attention. Like, that was having a job that was paying me more than I have ever gotten paid in my life. Like, I bought a $28 candle, didn't even look at my bank account, I had shit on auto pay, I felt middle class, like rent paid, hair did, car paid, like house real big, car real big, everything real big, like that. Buy that 24th ride that, ladies, doing pimps, plants. I'm rich, bitch. I'm a real big timer. That's what I felt like. And then that job literally lasted 1 year, and a month after I turned 30, like, I remember buying concert tickets for me and my friend. I'm walking in these knee-high black boots, bitch. Like, I was still like a bad bitch, because I was like, I'm 30. Like, imagine this face, but younger, but still fine, like, just baby. And I was just so excited. Like, I was like, oh, my world is changing. I think I was talking to somebody then, like, having my first little man or whatever. I don't know. Probably still crushing. And then losing a job, that just really literally cut my damn head off. Like, my identity, I was so ready, because that was a moment where I was like, oh, this is where my life is going to be totally different. I'm finna start climbing up that ladder. I'm getting ready for kids or whatever. But anyway, but once that happened, I was like in a tailspin. But I found the quote. I was in a tailspin, and I didn't know what to do myself. It was like, literally, I'd be sitting on the couch having a panic attack and just ride through it. And then I think, was that when I had a cat? I think that was probably the only thing that kept me going. Because I was like by myself. But when I think back on it, I talk about this because it's like my testimony. I think about this moment because, like, I never went hungry. My friends had me, my parents had me, my brothers had me. I had people show up for me, and I wasn't gonna be homeless because my friend, luckily, she just bought a house, and she asked me before if I wanted to move in with her, and I was like, I'm loving being solo dolo. And then I lost my job, and I said, hey girl, can I live with you? And she said, yeah. That bitch didn't fucking hesitate. And I love her so much. She's actually gonna have a baby. I wish I knew how to send y'all the video that I sent her when she told me she was having a baby. So, hey girl, I love you. But anyway, I just remember just like, wow, everything fell into place. Like, I donated plasma. I worked at one of those like labor ready jobs. Worked harder than I have ever worked in a decade, and went home crying in my car because I was crying to my mom. I said, I don't know if I can do this. I can't do hard labor anymore. And I was just so shocked. Honey. And I was just like, because I grew up doing hard labor. Like, if you know me, my dad was a scrapper, like the cardboard man, powder man, if a nigga with a truck wasn't gonna let his family go starving, and I come from some strong ass stock, baby. But I was like soft. I was delicate. Like, I never felt delicate or fragile until that moment. And I'm like limping back to the car. And come to find out, like, I ended up working with one of the ladies that hired me in another job. She said, we loved you. We loved your attitude. I said, girl, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do that physical labor. And that's when I was like, I'm a corporate girl from this one. I even tried to get on the Amazon. They do it, honey. I'm still thicker than a Snicker, honey. And did not have no muscles. I'm soft child. I am a soft queen. And that is okay. And so I didn't get that job. And I was like, thank God. Because I didn't want to walk. Honey, I would have been 2 pounds, 20 ounces, honey. I would have been a stick figure. I don't know. I've probably been extra fine. But I like me thicker than the Snicker. I like my body soft. I like my body the way it is. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of times I'm like, I'm so proud to be in this body because I could not be in this body, like I'm grateful. Anyway, I had a really long week and I'm tired. I'm not apologizing, I'm just stating a fact. But anyway, so going back into like grief and pain, like the 30s to me has been so griefy, for complete lack of a better phrase. It's just been so chock full of grief. But I was telling one of my employees today, I was like, it's been grief, but it's been hard. It's been one of the worst fucking years of my life, honey, of my life. There are some things that I just strictly did for the plot. I was talking to myself and I was saying, self, you really could have died. Not like super dangerously, but there was some times where I think I met a potential serial killer or somebody with an antisocial personality, and it was the creepiest thing, and it actually stopped me from going out by myself. I was like, oh, I think I could have been in Criminal Minds. discernment wasn't discerning at that time. But anyway, so that's another story for another day. But I do stuff for the plot. I'm trying to live the life that I'm being the main character of my own story, and I'm just who I am, you know. To the one person that's watching this, what do you want from the story? But anyway, I found the quote. So I feel like I was going to apologize and say, well, my pain is, some people are going through worse pain. And in the book, one of the characters is talking to the main character who lost an important person. I'm trying not to spoil it. They're telling them, I know that's shitty to say. Well, he got hurt really bad, and he kind of like, he was kind of being down on himself. I'm really trying not to spoil it. He's trying to be down on himself, and he said, "Man, that's really silly. It's a silly thing to say after you lost your person." And then she said, "Pain isn't competition." I assure him, there's always enough to go around. And that just one line was like, when I'm saying things, I'm not trying to compete. I'm not trying to say my life is harder, But like when she said that, I was like, man, pain ain't competition, honey. There's enough of it going around. I think if we were more open with our emotionality and vulnerable, maybe we all can realize that we're all hurting and just stop hurting each other, because pain sucks. Like, pain is really terrible. Like, I don't like it. I know when I'm like physically in pain and I am mentally hurting or anxious, pain feels insurmountable. Like, I feel like I can do a physical thing, I can take a headache, but if I'm feeling depressed or unsure or scared, if I have a headache, honey, I feel like I'm about to die. Like, I feel like I'm going to split into two, you know. But it just made me think about what we all going through. To come back to me, he told this shit back. I knew I was going to get back to you. I had faith in myself, because this is called Cosines and Tangents, and I forgot to do my little intro. So what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Saint Wynd. I'm back again. I may be your friend, I may be your foe, I don't know, but all I know is I'm being consistent. Oh yes, I'm being very consistent. I'm very proud of myself. We only 19 days into 2026, and you guys fucking, this is actually yellow, but it looks very orange. The guy is just, he acting up, you know. We I think 4 days in, we invaded Venezuela. I've talked about this on other episodes, and I'm working up to something. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to be a little bit more linear with my storytelling. But yeah, it's just been a crazy couple of days. It's been a couple of days. Ooh, but we're still here, honey. We're still standing, and we're still strong. Okay, we're still here. Anyway, if anybody knows where that is from, comment or something, share it, you know, help your girl out of capitalism. But let's get into it, honey. You heard me ramble about my past. I didn't write nothing down. I never write anything down, because if I overthink this, I won't do it. And I am just trying to stop worrying about perfection and just go with progression. But anyway, so some of the things I wanted to talk to y'all today about was Drewski. I wanted to talk about how people are showing their true colors. When Drewski did a skit about megachurches, black megachurches, and the people and pastors who love them, you know, and how a lot of people, I guess that's what cognitive dissonance is. A lot of people are finding themselves having a cognitive dissonant moment, and they are seeing his critique or skit or mirror of the black megachurch, and they're not liking the visual, and they're equating the pastor with Jesus or God, and that's what I'm gathering from it. There's been so many think pieces about how Drewski is talking ish about the black church, or actually no, he is talking shit about the black church, because there is prophetic pastors out there, honey. I went to a prophetic church for 2 years, honey, and got out of there with not regret, but also just like, was that a little bit sick? Like, I'll tell y'all something about that in a bit. And so I've been to white semi-mega churches and black mega churches and smaller churches, and that skit encompassed a lot of that energy. But mostly the energy of the mega church, because the black mega church ain't nothing but a living color version of white mega church, honey. They love some theatrics, they love some money, honey, and so it to me it just parallels, like, it's just all intersectionality, like black mega churches with how it mirrors a lot of Christian nationalism, where the pastor is really held exalted together with Jesus, and how money is definitely the prosperity churches and money, and you know, if you pray hard enough, if you buy my CDs, you buy my water. Like, I grew up watching that. Like, I grew up also believing in a lot of that stuff. Like, I used to really like Creflo Dollar. I used to like Janice, whatever. I can't remember her name, but I listened to them. I found some what they call it, some structure, some guidance with them. But the black mega church is and can be a little extra, and black folks love extra, but we also should remember to separate the man from the monotheism. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're technically, are we really a monotheistic, like, Christian? Like, I claim Christianity as one of my spiritualities, but I grew up with that and Islam. But when you say the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, that doesn't really sound super monotheistic. But anyway, I'm not a theologian, but it's just, it's a little, it was funny to me, because I'm not a dog. I'm not the dog that got hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was funny, but I think it was very important, because we do need to dispel, and I think our black churches do need to dispel and really deconstruct itself from the Christian nationalism that is very pervasive in American culture. Like, there is an ideology that America is Jesus's holy land, when Holy wasn't born here. According to a lot of things, I know biblically he was born in Palestine, in Jerusalem. The nigga was brown, you know? So, but for us to have this inflated sense of self, inflated sense of ego, when it comes to where America stands in God's favor, like, when you really start deconstructing Christianity in a kind of an empirical way, also thinking of it not as fact, not as fiction, but they call it, it's not, was it not anthology, it's a word, biblical, not ideology, crapanola, biblical, dang it, I can't remember that word, but it's not analogy, it's gonna bother me, but it's not supposed to be fact or fiction. It's not analogy, but it's kind of like analogy. And I'm just like, okay, I can see that, because we will never really know the truth for real until we die. And even then, I don't even think that's truly promised. Like, we might just go back into Stardust and be in the solstice and chilling, and we won't be aware. Or I don't know. I want a heaven, but I don't want a hell. Hell, I think it's hellish right now. Like, this could be it, but it's not that bad. So then, is it truly hell? See, anyway, I'm feeling a little too philosophical right now. It's very early in the morning, and I want y'all to stay with me. You know, it's cosines and tangents, but I want it to be understandable. But anyway, so I think that as the Black church really needs to decolonize. Stop being so scared of African spirituality, because in the Yoruba religion, like, Yoruba and Christianity go kind of hand, you know, and we brought those the way we used to be epigenetically. Like, epigenetically, we're not just slavery, honey. We're epigenetically the first people, you know, Africans. Like, we're something. You know, we can't name it. That's the difference, again, for the diaspora people. That is the difference between blacks and people of the diaspora. We have no idea what homeland we come from. So this is our homeland. And I kind of understand the idea of Native Black Americans, but not really, honey. I'd rather claim Africa. Let the natives have it, because they were here first. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. Y'all know I be all over the place, and I'm going off the dome off of very little sleep. So you're getting it real. That was bad. But anyway, so I just really feel like this just the video is painful for people to see, because they're probably deep down questioning the rhetoric now, especially the rhetoric of American Christianity, because it's contradicting so much, you know. Like, I think about Jackie Hill Perry and how they were confronted with their uncomfort with how they felt about CK, and how they were like, he said horrible things, but he also was a Christian. And then I think the person they were talking to I can't remember it all, so forgive me, kind of just glossed over their feelings and just like, well, you should forgive him anyway, or something like that. It might not be 100% that, but it's that energy, that vibe, because I feel like they felt uncomfortable because they were confronting the pure contradictions of someone being a Christian and being love thy neighbor, but spouting ideology that called in question somebody who looks like them's intelligence. So it was just really difficult. But I want us to do that, like, get free of it, because like I wanted to bring in also the topic of Don Lemons when he did some amazing independent journalism out on the street for real in the protest in Minnesota. And like, this is real. That's why I'm just like hanging on. Like, I'm in a very positive, happy state, but I am completely well aware that we're just holding on by the seat of our pants, honey. Like, what is going on? Like, it's crazy. Like, in one city, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Anyway, one city, they're fighting for their lives. They're protesting for their rights. Like, for real. I saw a homie with a gun like this, ready. And he was ready, honey. I was like, wow. It goes to the fact how, like, because of Renee Good, she is a catalyst. She's kind of like the Emmett Till for some of these white folks. And what I mean was, Emmett Till's death was so brutal and so heinous, and it was plastered all over the newspaper, the social media of the times, and it was spread like wildfire of the brutality and the harm and the barbarity of white tea men and white tea women. And it's also making people realize too that they're not safe. And then but until what happens is that people keep how can I phrase this, keep shifting the goalpost of what is considered a humane person, if that makes sense. Like, black people are down here, then Hispanics, and then Asians. It's a, I'm being real. Like, it's that Peter Griffin meme. When you're fair skinned, you okay, but if you this, you not. So it's definitely like that in America. And we as black people have been telling y'all, like, hey, we are people too. But because you do have to, in order to be accepted into the world of white tea supremacy, you have to be willing to forget someone's humanity, even if it's your own kin. And that's when Renee got shot by somebody who's normally the aggressor towards us. And she was seen as, like, she was one of us. Like, what are you doing? You had to realize that your humanity chip wasn't switched on for black and browns. And the browner you are, we don't want to take you too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, and I think that woke people up. But then also there's the people who are still in their red hat psychosis. They even took away some of her humanity. Like, oh, she was fucking liberal anyway. She's a lesbian, liberal. She's like, they basically niggified her a little bit in the way, like, they Trayvon Martin her, you know, they Trayvon Martin her, and Elton Brown, George Floyd. And what I mean by that they darkened her skin, basically, or her reputation. They showed pictures of her and her mugshot, completely forgetting the fact that she wasn't in the process of doing the crime in the first place. She literally said, hey, I'm not mad at you. And she was backing up. And then that man, he did what he did, because I saw some of the video, but I didn't see the full video, and I'm not going to watch it because I don't like seeing these type of films. You know, I don't like seeing them anymore. Like, I think I've watched Eric Garner's. I've never watched George Floyd's, and I cannot subject myself to. I've seen it on YouTube, watch people get shot, but like that, those are intentional. Those are moments of. I can't. Anyway, so they darken her skin or her reputation by talking about her mugshot. But I'm like, what people fail to realize, your police are not supposed to kill the guilty either. They're enforcing the law. And these are federal agents, and federal agents are they're not law enforcement. They're not police. But we're giving them that deference, and that's too much. That's drawing a line. You know, we have to draw a line and remember who we are as a country. Yes, we got some fucked up shit. Like, one lady on TikTok talked about, like, America will probably fall back into the same bullshit in 20 years because you have not repaid your debt to Madame Zeroni from Holes. Like, you have to, like, America has to have a truth and reconciliation for real moment. They have to do some carrying up that hill, because we're one of the most powerful countries next to Great Britain that has benefited so deeply from chattel slavery. Y'all pass niggas around like they were motherfucking trading cards. You put black Africans, Asians too, that I know, like in Europe and Britain, honey, y'all treat India terrible. Like, the caste system is disgusting. Like, anyway, anyways, for what y'all do to Dalits, it's fucked up. Makes looking like nigga, being a nigga, fucking ski lodge resort. But anyway, I digress. But it's just scary out here, and I'm just trying to have a voice while I can. And Renee Good should not have died. nor should have Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Sandra Bland, Massey, Ahmaud Arbery, Keith Porter, Philando Castile, Alton Brown, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown. Like, and these are just the names I know off the top of my head. Because as a black people, we know what's going on, and we keep trying to, like, get people to understand. Like, these black men aren't strange fruit in themselves. And we know it. Like, there's not enough talk about how there's been several black men found strange fruited from a tree. Like, black men do have a very big, a big proportion of black men do commit suicide. But if you are, I don't even think it doesn't matter if you are a black American, but if you understand black and strange fruit, y'all ain't doing that on no tree. Like, maybe inside, but not no tree, honey. That is not right. We see it, but we're constantly trying to convince everyone of our humanity, and y'all just keep gaslighting us like we're not seeing the lights flicker on and fucking off. And we've been telling y'all, we've been like, I can't get over this. We've been begging y'all to just listen to black people, honey. Just listen to us, honey. Like, everything that we have done for the freedom of ourselves has supported you all. I was listening to some stats recently about how white women voted 53% for Trump in 2016, and they did it again in 2020. Yeah. 2020. And then they did it again, and we were like, okay, finally, they got rid of abortion, they got rid of women's rights have been repealed, women have been dying and been getting, but it wasn't white women, it was black women and brown women being utilized for these experiments of can she make it or not, but then until a white woman almost dies, that's when y'all hear us. And then you say, see, black people, y'all ready to help us now? No, I can't. I just can't. I will talk to you like I'm doing now. You can listen to this for fucking free. I'm giving you a talking to for free. All you have to do is believe. You can just do this shit in private. You don't have to do this shit on public. Just next time you see somebody getting unjustly treated who's brown, darker than the night sky or something like that, you speak up for them and you speak truth to power, and you don't be a fucking asshole. Like, y'all still want us to work for free, honey. We are not your slaves no more. Working for free is not in our thing, and we also ain't finna take no bullshit, honey. And y'all gotta get over this fetishism that y'all have for free fucking labor. Like, I know I feel a little hypocritical because I am using Riverside, which I have not delved down into if it uses generative AI, but right now I'm paying for it and I'm utilizing it, and yes, I have to reckon with that later. But again, that's an awareness. I'm not scared to hold myself accountable. I'm not gonna throw myself on the altar and hardcore myself through the chest like a samurai. I'm just gonna do better. I don't want your money. I want the government's money, in which there's 400 million of of us. No, how many Americans is it? 350 million Americans. Honey, I'll take $1 from all y'all. That's 350 million. How many is 43 million of us? Like, make that $10 per $100 per person. Honey, you could probably pay us back in 1 year. We'll put that shit back into the U.S. anyway. We're buying land, but y'all just don't want us to have nothing. That's the real fucking gag. That's the gag. You don't want us to have anything. You don't even want us to have the option of having anything. And if we do have anything, you scared it's gonna be fucking Wakanda in here, where y'all motherfuckers just sitting down there like house slaves. We probably will take you with you, white people. We do like you, honey. We loved you. I have loved, liked, enjoyed the touch of a couple of white men. And I have beautiful white girlfriends who I love today, who I would do anything for. Y'all all ain't bad. Y'all just need to stop being assholes and get rid of the fetish for free labor, because AI ain't nothing but a fetish for free labor. And y'all so scared that it's gonna rebel against you that you're gonna destroy it like y'all try to do us. Like, y'all gotta stop trying to make these creations and then get scared, because you know you're scared of retribution, because you know what you're doing is fucked up. I'm just saying, like, it's okay. We know this. Hell, if we didn't kill y'all and murder y'all in y'all sleep after slavery was over, after 1895, I think, 1894. If we didn't murder all of y'all in y'all sleep, and we just went off to our own areas, tried to build our own shit, then y'all came up and burnt our shit to the ground or put a fucking lake over it, we be trying to have our own shit, but y'all get so jealous that y'all shit ain't the shit that you take our shit and then call it your shit. Central Park, aka Seneca Village. Like, if y'all would just stay out of niggas' business and just let us do what we want to do, have the money and the earth, the land that we want to have, we will do the shit. As long as you leave us alone, stop hurting us. Pay us what we fucking... The fact that what's old South Africa, Mr. Crop Top Jump himself, has so much wealth that he himself would have to live 200 years to spend it? You telling me we all gotta work like this and be unhappy like this and to be in such anxiety like this when you have enough for 200 years? You have enough to outlive another America. And your greedy bitch ass wants to fucking suffocate black and brown communities and poor communities with the AI? Like, I'm just so tired. Like, I've seen this movie, you guys. We've seen what could happen. Why don't we do better? Maybe we don't need AI. Maybe what we need is to be paid properly, that we can be properly rested and not work 40 hours a week. Maybe if we can actually work maybe 30 hours a week, more people can be employed. You have more shifts. Yeah, there'll be more people, but we can actually live and only work so many times. Everybody can make a livable wage. Not everybody want to be baller rich. We don't want to be baller rich because we're just so fucking tired. Like, I am tired. I have not slept in almost, I can't do math right now, 24 hours if I stay up until 2:30, which I probably will. I'm on here telling y'all my secrets and my stories and my fucking opinions, trying to go viral so I can just try to clutch my black ass out of capitalism's strong jaw. But all I really want, honey, if I can be like, live in my apartment, maybe like even this apartment size place for the rest of my life, maybe one extra bedroom to have a family in, and grow my own little food and do my own thing, I still work my job, because I will, but still make more money that I can be off and live life and see parts of the world, come back home to my happy me and my life, my kids, my hubby. I would love that, and y'all can make that fucking happen, but y'all greedy as fuck, bruh. You greedy as fuck. I don't want, like, we don't need all that. Anyway, honey, this is completely I'm not gonna talk to it. I've really gone on a tangent, but it's connecting. Let me trace it back to you. I talked about grief, and then grief led into us talking about the black church. I went off a little bit, but that was also talking about grieving, because we gotta lose the ideas of white supremacy and patriarchy in order to break ourselves away from the chains of the chains that these ideas holds us in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then talk about how the black church, they're upset at Drewski, thinking that he's making a mockery of Jesus, when Jesus wasn't on that stage, honey. Jesus is not on that stage. He's up in heaven building the many mansions. I do know that from the Bible. Y'all are equating your black pastor as Jesus is a problem. They do the same thing in white evangelical churches as well. And how the black church is modeled after Christian nationalism. It does have a little bit more Jewish, a little bit more flair, but it also can be the prosperity preachers. Both. One prosperity church I went to, it was black. Their congregation never grew. They literally said they had other congregations in different states and also countries, and that the pastor was always zooming in from one location to the next to the next. We'll only see his ass once a month. Yes, his wife wore some inappropriate dresses. Honey, they had all the stereotypes in there. Had a white band leader. Honey, they had a black girl speaking Spanish. And I had that time, it was a very confusing time. I spent 2 years there. They were very prosperity. And that, I remember they were like, you can get this and get that. I was like, I don't want that. I don't really want a new car, because new car comes with bills and I can't afford it. I wanted fellowship, and that's what their church gave me. It gave me a lot of fellowship. People that I still see to this day that I think are doing well, and I'm glad that we had our connections, but that church really didn't feel me spiritually, but it filled me discerningly, learning discernment, learning that's not what I want. I want a little bit more word heavy church. Now I went to a word heavy church, and it was a predominantly white church, but I lacked the community, especially during the Black Lives Matter protests, and being one of the only chocolate drops there, and being constantly asked, how long have you gone here? I was like, man, I've been here for 2 years. I'm literally the third black, honey. The third black from the right. You can't miss me. And this is the 15th time that you introduced yourself to me. And then I remember one day I was driving to church, because I was like a usher, and I enjoyed it so much. I was like, hey, smile. I loved being the smile that people saw, or the happiness, I also love being seen, beautiful bitch. You want to see me? Anyway. But during the times where Black Lives Matter started, and I think my church took a kind of a neutralist stand, but they were also he was an older white pastor. He was actually kind of in the minority for a white church, and I kept going for a little bit, but then after a while, the familiarity, or not the familiarity, I wasn't really finding the fellowship that I really wanted. So and then the church hurt with Black Lives Matter, and just feeling very unseen, uncared for, just kind of took me out, and I haven't really been to church since. So I visited one of my friends' church, old black church, and I was like, I was loving it, because this just reminded me of my childhood church in Memphis. And all of our family grew up in there in one iteration of the next, and I was just vibing to the music. My friend's daughter was singing. She had a beautiful voice, and I haven't seen her in so long, and she just sprouted up like a weed, just gorgeous. And I was really happy, enjoying the service. And then the black pastor he was saying some good stuff, but then he said, now if your black children, your black boys, they may need to be beat more than the white boys. And I was like, what? You say? That sounds like some old colonization, my friend. I almost walked out because I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. Because the God that I believe is the reigner of the universe. I was called a universalist once when I was chatting up dudes on the apps. And I feel like that's true. Like, I think that God is everything and everything is God. I think the universe is too big to squish God into this little teeny tiny box of Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism doesn't hold the doors open for anyone. It takes in what they feel matches them and fits them inside their little box, and that you have to go through hell and high water to be brought in. And even then, are you really in? Do they really want you, or do they want your work, your time, your life? Like, Christian nationalism, if you watch like the documentaries like The Duggars, oh my god, I love watching cult documentaries, because cult documentaries helps me peek through the bullshit of the groupthink energy. And that's something that America needs to just really calm the fuck down. Like, we're too much in these agronomically, I cannot say this word, I made it, agronomically segregated, that we only hear the same bullshit. Like, if I can speak more to people who are on the right, I feel like I'll be willing to have a conversation. But as soon as you call me a coon or something, I'm done. I'm not gonna say no cooner. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm still like of the age of like, let's have a conversation, because what's really missing is debate. Everyone wants to feel superior, and they want somebody to feel inferior to them. But anyway, gotta bring it back. So, kind of lost my thoughts. Let me take a break. I've been talking for like a full 51 minutes. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm feeling 40, but not in a bad way. Like, I always imagined 40 would come with more bags, more wrinkles, got some grays. I have those grays, honey. But honey, I'm a good honey, I look good. I'm about to be 40, honey. If I get my exercise game, when I get my exercise game up and really doing it, the streets, I will be unstoppable in the streets, because I want to interview celebrities and talk about movies. I just want to have great conversations again with people that I find interesting, and my friends. So I'm getting back out there. I also want to get back into my books, Adventures of Ada. We have one in the Glock, honey. We just haven't shot. But the last few years have been god awful. But anyway, I'm taking a break. Let's see what everybody watching. No. I gotta do better advertising. I think this is part of me still feeling a little insecure. But also, like, planning is not my favorite thing. Like, I can do it. I'm still, like, very ran off of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I forgot I can share Riverside. I forgot you can just share it. I don't even know how to share it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I scared the shit out of myself. No, I haven't really played around with this app. It shows like I got one person watching me on Twitch. Oh, I look good. I don't know if anybody's actually watching me. I show speed. I don't think so. How do I get people to watch me? This is one person. I think that one person is just me, honestly. Edit panels. You don't have much of them, but your shirt cosigns is great. That's funny. I don't really know how to use this, so I guess, I just figured it was an easy way to have more people, or easy way to broadcast. Like, I feel like a podcast is like public access television. I love that. Anyway, anyway, so I talked on Renee Good. I can't help but talk about I know it's an issue. I can't help but talk about the state of the world and how these ideologies are really, really killing us as a nation. Like, we're so caught up on, we're so wow. Whew. Okay. Well, we will be watchful. Lord, I really be having to do more work now. I guess I'd rather we do more work than not. Anyway, so I'm not gonna talk too much longer. I'm kind of trying to see my little friend cause to be honest, Raven. Oh, I said it out loud. Let me text her. We done the episode of the podcast. Hey, girl. Anyway, shit. Yeah, I talked about Renee Good. I talked about, man, the hammer's really coming down hard. I'm kind of freaking out about that. Take a chance on me. Very best. Anyway, shit, it got me freaking out a little bit because we just been, they're being real tight, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, when you real tight, it's telling me something else, and it's freaking me out, man. Anyway, shit, take a chance on me. Anyway, sorry, y'all. Renee Good, Drisky, Desmond and Christy, whatever. I was gonna talk about them, but I don't really care. I know, like, we have these strong parasocial relationships, and I think we're a little bit in too many people's business. And, like, to be honest, like, he may have fucked up. People fuck up. People fuck up every day. He just had his whole spotlight on him. And true enough, the antics that she did were probably fucking annoying. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe it didn't. We really won't ever know until one of them puts out a little tell-all to make their little millions or whatever. I bet it might be Desmond first because he might need the money. Like, he seems like the type who won't. I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I barely looked at their content except for, like, repurposed shorts and stuff. Like, I never just went through their Instagram that much. But, man, they were together for a long time from such a young age. They haven't really experienced much in the world. And the world is very tempting, honey, especially when you find and been with the same person forever. Like, I think people are looking at them through the lens of one very heteronormative Christian lens of one person, one partner, and being married forever, and also like being divorced as a cross to bear. And also because he's a man, we just really hate men lately, so he's just kind of getting those effects of it. Or he's a bastard. We won't know until somebody's tell-all come out. I'm just hoping they do right by themselves and thus do right by them kids. And like, they're not millennials, they're Gen Z or Zennials, whatever. So they're probably, hopefully, going to be good co-parents, and he's not going to fall out of their lives. But again, he could be a narcissist, she could be a narcissist. We don't know. So I'm just going to reserve most of my judgment just for my inside thoughts or something. Like, or maybe when I get a little bit more people, maybe I do a Patreon or something where I just be like, man, this is fucked up bullshit. You know, talk to you like I talk to my cousins, but well, y'all are my cousins. But that's true how I feel. Like, he said he fucked up, and in my head, I'm not fucking this nigga. I don't know nothing about his life. I don't know nothing about his relationship. But, you know, as a person on the outside, I'm glad that he's holding himself accountable. And people are like mad that he's kissing that woman. I was like, well, they're technically not together. She made it clear that they're not getting back together. So is he really doing anything wrong? And God knows how long they've been separated. Like, they probably may not have been physically together for months, years. Who knows? Again, we will never know until the tell-all comes out. So it's just is what it is. Like I said, the kids are cute. I hope they don't snipe and be terrible at each other, but will I be watching the repurposed clips of it? Yeah, I will. And I'll be like, dang, I was right, or dang, I was wrong, or you know, maybe I could clip different responses, like, dang, that's crazy, I knew he wasn't about shit. Or then I'll be like, oh, that's so crazy, I knew she was crazy. Oh no, he is gay. Or, oh no, she's gay. Like, you know, maybe I use those selected, so whenever tea comes out, I'll be piping. I have the right and shocked idea to have. So anyway, that's about it. I'm getting tired, and I was really hoping my little friend was coming, because I was going to because he did voiceover work, and I was like, I want you to put your voiceover. And plus, I kind of need to break up with him, because the one thing I do feel about my 40s is it needs to be free 40, you know, fiercely 40, fearlessly 40. I really want to get rid of the things that no longer serve me, even though they serve me well. Like, we served each other well. I'm all about mutual beneficial relationships, you know. I am not a selfish person. So, but I'm all about reciprocity, and I feel like we've been pretty reciprocitous most of the time, but especially this last go around, honey. It's been real nice. But I really feel like in order to really embrace what I want to do, as I talked about earlier in this long ass diatribe of a video, is that I feel like I'm falling in love in this decade. I feel like there's love afoot. Like, I'm loving myself more, even though some days I'm like, oh, I can't stand you, bitch. But I'm loving myself more, and I want to share that with somebody. Like, to love somebody the way I love myself, then that person's going to be so taken care of. Like, especially the self that has boundaries and who understands her needs a lot more, who maybe won't be so anxiously attached to someone who is happy to be in her own skin, someone who is extremely funny. Like, I am a keeper, honey. And some of y'all niggas should be letting a little that fat phobia be holding you back, honey. Fat phobia and homophobia is holding a lot of y'all niggas back from the love of your life, because you're so scared of what the patriarchy thinks that you'd rather opt for what something societally hot or societally looked upon favorably over something that's a little thicker than a snicker. It's okay. Like, to give you, if I ever get popping, like I said, I sell my stories for Fortune and Fame, honey. They're pretty pale, they're pretty vanilla in comparison to some of y'all motherfuckers out here, honey. Because TikTok, y'all be wildin', honey. I am a late bloomer. I didn't start blooming until I was 23. It's been so long I kind of forgot. Shit, it's almost 20 years since I've been fucking. So I was a late bloomer, but I made up for some of it, I think. So the main reason why I wanted my little boo come over, because I kind of wanted this, like I said, Fortune and Fame, honey. Fortune and fame, say it again, baby. Be fortune and fame. I'm trying to text on the weekends. Every other Thursday. Let's see. Check. Oh man, I gotta pay her later. Alright, y'all. Make sure you pay the ladies for your therapy. Don't send me no notification, honey. Do not like notifications. ALC. I'm sorry, ALC. I'm not in New York. I will. I got some skates, you guys. I'm trying again. I want to learn how to skate again. But I used to skate all the time when I was a kiddo. Let me check my bank account. I used to skate all the time when I was a kid. And I got these skates. They're purple and they're shiny and they light up. And I always wanted some light up skates. And I got a knee pad, a knee brace. For my little crickety ass knees, because my face may look like I'm 28. That's what this 25-year-old man told me. But my knees say 58. Okay, I heard it twerking on this boy that I had a crush on in college. I remember the day I was on homecoming. Lord have mercy, he was a cute dog, and I walked up to him. It was so funny. I walked up to him. I said, hey, because we had this one moment last the homecoming before that, and he's so fine to me. He's so fine. He kind of looks stupid, but I love my man that kind of look dumb but be smart on the inside. And he had muscles, and he was such a gentleman, honey. Oh, he was such a gentleman. And I remember the first time we actually spent time together. I'm going down memory lane, and I'm going to connect the stories. So I was in college, and I was on the weekend. I lived on the campus, and I was being bad. I was drinking on campus. I had like a little beard. I was drinking it out of a soda because I was that bad girl. And so I was walking to a Christian college house just to hang out with my friends, and he was like, hey, where you going? I said, I'm just walking to, the place I was going to go. He said, I'll walk with you. And I was just like, Q dogs, honey. Q dogs have always been the most gentlemanly niggas that I've ever fucking met in my life. I love Q dogs. It must be that canine connection, because there's a S0, like, we've always in my university, we always had a really cool relationship with the Qs, and I always felt taken care of inside the Q. But this particular Q dog, so he walked me to my friend's house, and I was like a little tipsy, and he's just always been sweet, like I wasn't the baddie in college, like I was the nerdy in college, honey, and I was fine with it. Like I was like, this is where I create my personality, and I do what I want. So, I'm different. I listen to rock music, and I like all the white television shows like Buffy and Charmed. Like, come on, that was my personality. We all know that, girl. You know, now you know, black girls, you're not alone. You were not original, sweetheart. There was a lot of us little angsty little uh-ohs, honey. Like, we were Oreos, honey. We had a little chocolate on the inside, a little white cream on the end, honey. We definitely was, okay? But anyway, so, I was real shy, but I had a good like, of course, like, fat girls had to have good personalities, so I always had a great personality. I've always been super kind, super nice, and I've always been fucking funny. And so I don't remember us talking that much, but that from that point on, I had a little crush on him. And then so over the years, we would see each other throughout the city that we lived in, because he stayed in the city after college, and I stayed in the city. I remember one time I saw this nigga, like, I was working at this call center, and we were at this, I worked nights at this call center, and we went to this restaurant, and he's a public servant, and he walked in with his uniform in, and I was sitting with all my little friends, all my little white friends and stuff like that, my girls, and he came over and he walked in, I think we were on lunch. Yeah, I think it was on lunch. He walked in with his other public service members and his uniform, and he gave me a hug, and one of those little good body hugs. And he was just like, how you doing? Talking. I'm just like, I'm good. You know, like, it's so good to see you. But I thought he was like married or had a girlfriend, so I never shot my shot or whatever. And so come to find out, not really. So another time, like, again, we would just always see each other maybe like once or twice a year during homecomings for our alma mater, and then just randomly outside in the world or whatever. And then so I finally worked up the courage, because my sorority sister pissed me off, and she was very inconsiderate of my feelings. And T.O. was there, T.O. Terry Sorrell Owens, who went to my, oh shit, I might edit that out. Anyway, so he went to our alma mater, and he went to our alma mater, and I saw him, and he was sitting next to her. I got a picture with Terrell Owens, and then I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, good. And then I was like, you know, you always been, no, wait, can I dance with you? And he was like, yeah. So I started twerking on that nigga. I was like, ow, we was just dancing, and I said, fuck, I just want to twerk that ass. And so I ended up twerking on him, hurt my knee, honey, but I had to play that shit out, because I ain't no bitch. And so he was twerking on me, and I was twerking on him. Oh no, okay. And then so that was the first homecoming. No, that's the second homecoming that I saw him. No, I think it's the first, because we saw each other the day before the big homecoming dance, because there's always a big, 5 different parties. So I saw him previously when me and my sorority sisters were talking. We got real mad at one of our fraternity brothers, because he gave our table away to these bitches after we paid $20 for the table. Yeah, we were late. I don't give a fuck if we showed up 5 minutes before. When we show up, that table needs to be ours, so we paid for it. I'm sorry. Like, they could have sat there until we got there, but as soon as we got there, they were like, hey, y'all, these ladies paid for this table. Y'all been enjoying the table for 16 hours, so they gonna keep it for the last 30 minutes. But anyway, I would not let that go. Anyway, so I was wearing this little jumpsuit. I had my little, I was not very fashionable, but I still rock my shit, you know what I'm saying? I got a fat ass and some cute little titties. And so I was wearing comfortable heels. I was popping. I felt cute, because that's my own little style. And so he always just been so just sweet to me. And then I left something in my car, because I think I was DD or whatever. Left in my car. He said, well, let me just walk you to your car. I was like, but again, that's how low of the bar is. But he was just so sweet. And then we would like talk to each other, and I was like rubbing his little head or whatever, little bald head. I was like, yeah. I was like, what is going on? And then the last time that I seen him, it was post-COVID. No, pre-COVID. I ain't seen this nigga since COVID. I hope he's still alive. I be asking about him on the sleep. But because, like, connections are connections. I said, I don't care, honey. I don't care if the only thing I would care about if he would be with my best friend. But, honey, whatever. Anyway. So I see him and I actually tell him, I said, you know, you're my favorite cute dog. We were dancing. So let me tell the full story. So, because it's so cute, because my friend brings it up, my sister brings it up every now and then, and it made me feel like a little pimp moment, because like I shot my shot. That's one time I say I feel like if I would have I definitely shot my shot, but I could have followed through just a little bit more, because I was just so insecure. Like I wasn't secure in who I was and who I am, and now I'm like, shit. I was just like, you get your digits, but we're like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's like, we grown. Anyway, so at the last homecoming, and I think it was the last really fun homecoming that I've been to. Yeah, it was kind of dead, but I think I still had a good time. I was hanging out with my twin sister, and we were about to leave, and then they play, get back that ass up. And I said, we walk back in, we like, Lord, we gotta go back in, you know? So we go back in, dance, and have a good time, and then that's when I see my favorite kid. And then, so like I feel like over the last few years we always just had at least one little dance, and we just look at each other's eyes and stuff like that, and just talk and have a good time. It's just so cute, and that's the type of giddiness that I want in my relationship, but not with one fleeting moment every year, but like every day, every other day, every other week would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like every minute, every day. You know, I'm not gonna shoot my shit low. I want it all. I deserve it all in my Kendrick voice. But anyway, so he was, we danced, and I can't remember the song, but all I know is like, I was like, I said, you know you're my favorite cute, right? And he's like, you know, and so like he did the thing where he broke away, and I thought that was it, but then that nigga grabbed my hand and brought me back in. I was like, oh my god, like that was like one of those moments that as a girl, like girlhood, we see that shit on the movies, and it happened to me. Like I don't see enough of that shit, that big girl shit in the movies, where we just get treated like the women and people that we are. And I felt so girly that day. Like I was just like, and I was just like, Santa, just talk to me. And I chickened out. There's like at least 3 love affairs I know I chickened myself out of. It was Ringo Starr on the cruise. He was from Liverpool, England. I went to a cruise, I think, in 2017 with my girls, Tabitha, Rachel, Spirit Boo, and I met this little cute little boy from Liverpool, and then him, my favorite cute, and then I think there's one more. I don't know. I think those the two that I was just like, man, if I just would have definitely there's one more, but it's kind of sad. I don't want to go into that one. I feel like I probably could have turned the tides in my favor on this one particular situation, but I digress, because it's kind of sad. Anyway, so I was just like, I talked myself out of it because the confidence wasn't there, and I let myself like say, you're beautiful, like everybody knows this person, and it wasn't like I hung out in those fucking circles anyway. Like these people I only see during homecoming, but I just kind of felt like the insecure college girl, and so it is what it is. I hope he's out there. I hope he's okay, because he's a public servant, and so, streets be real crazy out there. But yeah, that was the story of my favorite Q. I hope he's doing a little cute still. Anyway, I was trying to talk to see if my little friend gonna come. Ooh, my orange radio. Ooh, I'm gonna get my little slutty little wire glasses. I got 2 new glasses, and I have a gold pair, the little slutty little wire glasses, and then I have another pair that I got. They're not really too similar to these. They're thick like these with a fun little frame, but they're not the same. So I love these. I feel like I become Superwoman with my glasses on. I don't know why. But I wanted to get more confident with taking my glasses off, because there is a comfort zone. Like, I have a beautiful face. I should. Anyway, I think I'm done. I'm tired. my glasses in. I think I'm gonna test this nigga and see if we're gonna have this goodbye or not. Because if not, I need to just go ahead and break up with him for my birthday, because I know if I let it keep going, we'll be doing this shit till I'm 50 and I'm gonna be completely single. All my best years used up on a nigga that don't deserve it. Anyway, but I love him. But I love him. I'm not in love with him, but I like him a lot. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. Please stay another day. You're worth it. The worst day, you can have a good day after the worst day of your life. But you never know if you just give up. So, yeah. I love you. Bye. Like, share, tell your friends, tell your family, whatever. Bye.